can go live to one of our colleagues, Ali Weinberg in Washington, who joins us from inside the Capitol building. Ali, what's going on where you are?
Hey guys, I'm right inside the Capitol building. As you said, just one floor below me right now, the senators are all gathering, almost 100 of them, gathering for the annual Secretary of the Senate's Supper. That's something that has been a Senate tradition since 1987, and every year, guys, they eat the same thing. On the menu is a hearty-sounding chicken pot pie, as well as some southern sides like shrimp salad and black-eyed peas and a bread pudding to finish it all off. So they're all going to be wanting to take a nap, not necessarily listening to a State of the Union in a little while.
Ali, how did that tradition get started?
That was a tradition that the Senate secretary at the time, he's someone, or she is someone who handles all the sort of administrative day-to-day tasks of the Senate. They said, hey, why don't we do something nice for all members of the Senate? They can't really leave the Capitol grounds before the State of the Union. It's sort of in a state of lockdown right now. You can't see it, but there's fire trucks outside, police officers getting ready to secure for the motorcade coming up Pennsylvania Avenue. They said, why don't we bring something in for the senators to enjoy? And it also happens to be one of the unique occasions in Congress where all members are invited to come in and break bread together. And we can only imagine what sort of bipartisanship is being fostered in that room right now. I think a lot of senators would hope that there is a fair bit.
You know, on the bipartisanship, it's such an interesting thing, and we were all discussing this earlier because in 2011, following September 11th, there was this big move to have bipartisanship dates to the dinner and then show up together at the State of the Union address.
Right.
And I understand of the 60 senators that initially signed on to that, Ali, how many are still doing the bipartisanship date night?
There are not a lot left. Actually, there ended up being about 100 members of Congress in both the House and the Senate who participated in that, invited a member of the opposite party to be their so-called date to the State of the Union. About 100 in all. 10% of that group is no longer in the Senate, and that is a relatively high number. That's not only people getting ready to retire, but that's also folks who lost in a primary, folks also who just got sick of the Senate, folks like moderate Maine Republican Senator Olympia Snowe actually penned a Washington Post article saying, I'm just sick of this place, and she left just shortly after she shared her seat with a Democrat from across the aisle. Also, folks like Colorado Senator Mark Udall, he sat with Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman, who ended up switching parties as a matter of, becoming an independent as a matter of fact, lost his primary in the Democratic election and then became an independent. Both of them, though, Udall and Lieberman, subsequently lost their seats. So in terms of bipartisanship, it didn't turn out to be a great equation for those guys politically.
I have to also know, Ali, is there drinking at this dinner?
Is it like the Golden Globes, in other words? Can everyone drink before the big event?
They are drinking.
I mean, what we'll have to wait and see is if President Obama does some sort of Lady Gaga / Leo DiCaprio moment where he sort of like trips over Senator John McCain and he gives him kind of a dirty look. So we'll have to see whether anything like that happens. But certainly, you guys remember just a few years ago when Supreme Court Justice
Ruth Bader
Ginsburg said she actually was caught falling asleep at the State of the Union because she said she had been drinking some delicious wine with some of her colleagues before the speech.
Well, I'm sure there are some drinking games going on out there tonight of people trying to spot the members of Congress.
Right, I'm sure you're all playing
Falling
a little bit of bingo.
Why not? Why not? You can't play them after a big meal.
That's what we're going to be focused on.
That is ABC's Ali Weinberg live for us inside the Capitol building. Ali, we're going to be sure to check back in with you later tonight. Thank you so much.